There it is. The mayhem, the treachery, the quiet, and the impending apocalypse clip that could. With one vicious plummet, Jim Jones's whole history would come to an end. Chrissy Lannon is steadfast, Jim tumbling into the night. Mama Jones is furiously angry live, and the basis of Harlem itself is being subtly shaken by an unidentified stranger. The narrative is not yet complete. It will explode in a matter of seconds. You can't look away now because of this. Because when that footage hits at noon tomorrow, everything we believed we could turn upside down. In private, was Chrissy taking sides? Was Jim being honest about being betrayed? Or is the apocalyptic footage the final nail in his coffin? You'll be disappointed if you miss this next surprise, left behind while history burns in front of the globe. This is what you must do. Right now, if you're riding with Chrissy, hit the like button. If you believe Jim still has a shot, please smash the comments. Change the script. Most key, when this clip explodes, you do subscribe with the notification bell on. Not wish to have to hurry to catch up. When the reality finally hits you, you want to be the first person in the room. This goes beyond rumors about famous people. This is what we are witnessing: treachery, battle, and survival. The empire is collapsing and the time is ticking down to Armageddon. Keep your eyes open. Avoid scrolling. The following chapter might ruin everything, so stay focused. There it is. Jim Jones's whole legacy might be destroyed in a single moment by the mayhem, treachery, quiet, and impending apocalyptic clip. Vicious descent. Chrissy Lannon is steadfast, Jim tumbling into the night. Mama Jones is furiously angry live, and an unidentified individual subtly trembling Harlem's very foundation. The narrative is not yet complete. It will explode in a matter of seconds. Consequently, you are unable to now turn away, because everything we believed to be true might be completely upended when that footage appears tomorrow at noon. In private, was Chrissy taking sides? Was Jim being honest about being betrayed? The apocalyptic clip, however, is the final nail in his coffin? You will be left behind as everyone else watches if you miss this next surprise. In real time, history burns. This is what you must do. Hit that like. If you're riding with Chrissy, press the button immediately. If you believe Jim still has a chance to turn the tide, please smash the comments. Script. The most crucial thing is to subscribe with the notification bell turned on so that when this clip explodes, you don't want to be rushing to catch up. When the reality finally hits you, you want to be the first person in the room. This goes beyond rumors about famous people. This is what we are witnessing: treachery, battle, and survival. The doomsday clock is ticking, and the empire is collapsing. Keep your eyes open. Avoid scrolling. The following chapter might ruin everything, so stay focused. The mayhem, the treachery, the stillness, and the impending apocalyptic clip that might wipe out Jim Jones's whole legacy in a single vicious descent. Mama Jones yelling live, Jim descending into darkness, Chrissy Lynn staying firm, and an unidentified individual subtly trembling Harlem's very foundation. The narrative is not yet complete. It will explode in a matter of seconds. You can't look away now because of this. Because everything we believed to be true might be completely upended when that footage appears tomorrow at noon. In private, was Chrissy taking sides? Was Jim being honest about being betrayed? Or is the apocalyptic footage the final nail in his coffin? You will be left behind as the world watches history burn in real time if you miss this next revelation. This is what you must do. If you're riding with someone, click the like button right now. Christy, if you believe Jim still has a chance to change the course of events, please smash the comments. The most crucial thing is to subscribe with the notification bell turned on, since you don't want to be rushing to catch up when this clip explodes. When the reality finally hits you, you want to be the first person in the room. This goes beyond rumors about famous people. This is what we are witnessing: treachery, battle, and survival. The empire is collapsing and the time is ticking down to apocalypse. Keep your eyes open. Avoid scrolling. The following chapter might ruin everything, so stay focused. It was midnight, and the internet became quiet. Millions of people were waiting for the leak with their eyes fixed on screens. Then it appeared. The bomb was dropped by the anonymous account, raw for over 3 minutes. Uncut video taken from 2 distinct perspectives. It was worse than anyone could have imagined. envisioned. Jim was shown walking with his jaw clenched and his phone glowing in his palm at the start of the video. Chrissy tried to touch his arm, leaned over, and murmured something. He tore off his arm. "Don't!" he said before thrusting the phone into his pocket. She applied pressure. "Jim, what is it?" "Who is she?" he said once more, his head jerking up like a man. Owned. Chaos ensued. The music was drowned out by Jim's thundering voice. "Chrissy, stop making me seem foolish." He smashed his glass on the table, spilling, saying, "You have no idea what I'm dealing with," soaring above the booth. Chrissy winced, but she spoke calmly. "Jim, don't come here. Not in this manner. Take a seat." The neighboring throng started to move. Telephones emerged. It zoomed in, a dot. Next, then came the internet-breaking moment. Jim pounced, tried to push Chrissy out of the booth, and gripped her arm so firmly that she stumbled. She pushed him away and said, "Let go of me!" The unidentified man looked like a shadow, putting both hands out between them. "Chill, bro. Relax," he said, stated. Jim pushed him firmly against his chest and screamed, "Get out of here! You don't understand what she's been doing." And then the unexpected part. "Chrissy!" She turned to face the unidentified man, her eyes glossy with tears and her cheeks crimson. Something inaudible was whispered into his ear. His arm softly touched hers as he leaned in to stabilize her. The entire thing was captured on camera. When Jim saw it, his anger erupted. Security barged in. Chrissy covered her face in her palms and restrained him. The damage was irreparable, yet the video ended there. The video broke the internet in a matter of minutes. Not only was it popular, but it was all over. Real-time YouTube reactors cried, screamed, and cursed Jim's name. Timelines on Twitter were a complete mess. The hashtags changed. Chrissy's Jim Yemstreeman revealed. According to one widely shared article, Jim Jones just finished his own career in "Did you all notice how she leaned on him? That's not a stranger," another admirer said. 3 minutes flat. She trusts that person. The consequences were swift and severe. Blogs with titles like "Chrissy Leans on Mystery" were popular. As Jim blows up, Cayman says, "The true cause of the battle," Chrissy said into the man's ear in a freeze frame that was shared by TMZ. With the caption, "Too close for comfort. It's over," was all that Hollywood Unlocks posted, while Chrissy remained silent. Not a declaration, not a rejection, nor even a mysterious post. Her stillness, which was originally taken as astonishment, is now seen as a tactic. Supporters started to question whether she was secretly getting ready to go. Deciding what to do next, the celebs doubled down as Jim went into a public spiral. Shaking her head, Cardi B went live. "That's crazy. Bro, you don't disrespect your queen like way." "It's not that. Tamar Chrissy deserves better," Braxton wrote. For a period. Consistently understated, Remy Ma shared a dark screen on her Instagram account along with the words, "The Shade Room published the statement, 'Loyalty is a gift, don't play with it.'" This sparked rumors that Remy had sided with Chrissy. But when insiders began sharing texts, it was a real shock. Messages, screenshots purportedly from Jim's phone were discovered. Flirtatious texts conversed with a woman identified as M. She doesn't need to know, such as, "When can I see you again?" K in response, she says, "Don't worry. She's not the one for you anyhow." M was instantly connected by fans to a popular Instagram model Jim had been connected to previously. The texts were already incriminating. The voice note then appeared. And hours after the altercation, an unidentified insider posted a tape to a blog that they said was Jim's voicemail to Chrissy. The voice was garbled, broken, and raw. "It wasn't my intention. I adore you. You know that. You are aware that it is you. Don't trust them. Don't have faith in him. He is attempting to separate us. Chrissy, please." On social media, the voicemail kept playing. Jim is pleading. Jim is begging. Jim sounds more like a man on the verge of losing everything than a rapper. Every phrase was analyzed by fans. Who was he? The enigmatic dude. Did Jim know something that the general public didn't know? Or was he just paranoid? Or did he have knowledge that the public did not? The story changed once again. All of a sudden, it wasn't only Chrissy and Jim. Jim was up against Chrissy and her purported guardian. It became known as a love triangle, an untidy, poisonous public collapse that even made love and hippie hope you appear tame. Memes portrayed the unknown man as the knight in, Chrissy as the injured queen, and Jim as the villain. Brilliant armor. The final treachery followed. The enigmatic man, he broke his silence. He didn't go live. His post wasn't a tirade. Rather, he discreetly shared a mysterious Instagram story. The internet burst forth. Was this proof that Chrissy and him were closer than anybody had assumed? That Chrissy was finding solace in someone else while Jim was going into a downward spiral. Fans showered his remarks with Jim's name was originally associated with loyalty, along with fire emojis, hearts, and statements like, "We stand a protector." Harlem Pride has come to represent loss, anger, and betrayal. The wave started to affect the industry itself. According to reports, a shoe company withdrew from talks for Jim's endorsement contract. A streaming platform that had been silently withdrew their consideration of a new reality show with Jim and Chrissy. Advertisers were not interested in their names associated with a violent, dishonest, and publicly humiliating scandal. However, the most sinister turn was still to come. Another anonymous story emerged late Wednesday night, revealing what it said were court-ready receipts and hazy pictures of court records. Rumors that Chrissy had previously met with a well-known divorce attorney. On Twitter, one caption caused a stir. "She's finished. He's done. Papers moving." Was it accurate? One thing was certain, but no one knew for sure. Chrissy's silence spoke more than words could. She hadn't tried to preserve face, hadn't disputed it, and hadn't spoken up for Jim. And during that quiet, fans seen freedom. However, the moment that drove everyone into a tailspin was the cliffhanger, when Jim himself finally broke his quiet. Almost 3 a.m, M. He shared a picture of himself with his hood up and his face barely visible in a dark room. The message said, "You guys are unaware of the half. Say a prayer for me." The internet was silent. Was that a guilty admission? A call for assistance? A hint that there was more to come? Regardless of its meaning, one fact was indisputable. This was no longer merely a controversy. It was a full-blown collapse with reputations, relationships, and jobs hanging by a thread. Additionally, fresh receipts would emerge the next day, ones that made, in contrast, everything appears to be mild thus far. Jim posted a mysterious prayer for me, and the morning after that, Harlem was. The blogosphere woke up roaring, buzzing like never before. His remark was prominently shown on TMZ's site. "What y'all think, Jim? Hiding?" was the caption when the Shade Room uploaded it. Hollywood Unlocked only stated, "This is a confession, not a prayer." The single sentence was analyzed by fans like a prophecy. "You guys are unaware of the half." Which half was it? What secret did Jim not dare reveal aloud? By midday, at the very least, a fresh wave of rumors was the internet's response. Numerous gossip websites received an anonymous email bombardment, included pages of scanned documents that seemed to be legal documents. According to the records, Chrissy Lannon's name, next to one of the most vicious celebrity divorce lawyers in New York. The terms petition and the red circles denoted marital assets. The timing was deadly whether it was true or not. In a matter of hours, either Chrissy files were trending globally. The conjecture was vicious. At last, she hired a lawyer. She's done this time. Jim is on the verge of losing everything. Jim's acts of aggression gave way to Chrissy's maneuver of power. She was more than simply the victim in the widely shared video. She was now preparing to go as queen, ready to inherit the crown and perhaps half of Jim's dominion. Meanwhile, Jim was falling apart in real time. He was seen outside a booze store in Manhattan wearing a hoodie, up, bottle in hand, staggering silently past photographers. The pictures went viral right away. Others made fun of him, saying, "This man looks broken. He wanted prayers, but he's drowning himself instead." Then, as though the fire required more fuel, Mama Jones made her way into the battlefield. The legendary reality TV personality who reared Jim went live on Instagram. Her voice, blazing and uncensored, set the internet ablaze. "I want to share something with you all." She gave the camera a snarl. "I'm not sure whatever video you guys watched, but my son is not a monster. Chrissy is aware of her actions. She has been pushing him. She has been treating him disrespectfully. Additionally, I'm sick of people treating my family like we're dogs on the street. The comment section went crazy. Her naming herself a mother was supported by several supporters. Protecting her child. She was brutally burnt by others. Mama Jones's facilitation of evil behavior once more. You're blaming Chrissy then? Screenshots of her outbursts went viral, igniting fresh discussions. Mama didn't stop there, though. She sent a voice message and a mysterious video a half-hour later. Encounter between the unknown man and Chrissy. One word was absolutely clear despite the muted audio being difficult to hear. Evident. I can't keep doing this, Chrissy said, since you're the only one who knows me. The internet exploded. The audio wasn't only evidence of emotional betrayal if it was authentic. It was proof of a full-fledged affair, which is why Jim lost his temper. Chrissy was emotionally relying on the guy, one Twitter user said. Possibly more. Another said, yeah, Jim is still wrong for touching her, but this makes all the difference. The fan base disintegrated. In comment wars, the Team Jim and our Team Cry battled. Whether Chrissy was the betrayer or the victim in disguise was a topic of discussion in threads with hundreds of responses. Memes. Some ridiculed Jim for losing both his daughter and his dignity, while others depicted the enigmatic guy as the new ruler of Harlem. The dagger then appeared. Using the same Instagram model from the previous reports, a well-known industry blogger shared images of Jim's DMS that had been leaked. The texts were explicit, rather than merely flirtatious. Jim assures her that she won't ever find out that he booked the ticket. Sending teen-like, tightly knotted emojis. There was no denying the treachery. Chrissy's camp didn't waste time, reacting in a calm, methodical manner rather than in public. Her departure was captured by a paparazzi photographer. Apartment while accompanied by the unidentified man. She wasn't in tears. She wasn't hiding. Her tiny smile was enough to provoke nuclear conjecture. The picture spread widely. Chrissy leaves with an unidentified guardian. Jim departed in the shadows. The Shade Room said, new chapter. Fans screamed, as the caption, treachery. She upgraded. She was truly done with Jim. Some referred to it as insulting. Chrissy, it's too soon. However, regardless of your feelings about it, one thing was evident. Jim's shadow no longer surrounded her. The industry started to distance itself from Jim completely. An official footwear company made the announcement. Was severing connections. Overnight, a purported doctor's contract fell through. A festival of music silently cleared his name from the list. He fell more and deeper into the abyss with each headline. However, when another leaked recording was discovered, it was the worst time. This time, it was a Jim allegedly left Chrissy a message 2 nights before to the altercation at the club. His tone was frantic, slurred. Chrissy, don't make me appear foolish. Avoid playing with me. I am aware of him. Don't assume I'm ignorant. If I swear the communication ended because you embarrassed me once again. However, the danger was obvious enough to provoke anger. Answers were requested by the internet. Chrissy was urged by fans to speak up, to affirm or refuse. Chrissy, however, said nothing. Her sole action was a mysterious Instagram post. Tale with just one Maya Angelou quotation. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. The expression means went viral. It was shared by millions, who hailed it as Chrissy's subdued retort. But Jim's supporters turned the tables on her. That someone was Chrissy herself, they said. More than ever, the conflict waged on. Then the last twist appeared. The internet dot was frozen by it. 11:59 p.m. back the anonymous account that had first released the video. It gave a preview of something far more terrifying this time. A video file with a lot of watermarks called the Doomsday video. Tomorrow at noon, the caption, everything you believe to be true, incorrect. The file's still picture was sufficient to cause shockwaves. It was evident Chrissy, Jim, and the unidentified man. At a private meal, the 3 of them appeared to be having a furious discussion. Weeks prior to the incident at the club, Chrissy read her face. Jim slammed the table with his hand. The unidentified man leaned between them. The unidentified man leaned between them. The blogs went haywire. The hours were counted down by fans. The Doomsday clip rose to the top of the trends. Globally. Everyone was curious about what the video contained. What's been going on behind closed doors all along? Most importantly, why now and by whom was it leaked? Jim said nothing. Chrissy said nothing. Mama Jones went on the offensive, writing yet another tirade against snakes in the grass and phony buddies. The internet was confident of one thing despite the mysterious man posting nothing at all. Chrissy would either be exonerated or damned entirely, depending on what the apocalyptic tape showed. Additionally, when Jim Jones, Chrissy Elkin, and everyone connected to this poisonous, collapsing empire would have no way out once it fell. It was getting closer to midday. As fans prepared for impact, Jim Jones sat by himself in Harlem, watching his life fall apart. Real time, aware that his legacy, his love, and his career may all be destroyed by the next disclosure, because everything would blow apart when the doomsday clip came out, including the truth, the falsehoods, and the betrayals.